Hello and welcome to Launerin's Gamer Score and welcome to Dauntless Friday. This week we're moving on to the last two types of behemoths. I've kind of blended these together because there is only one of each variety that we're going to look at. So let's jump straight in and have a look at the Radiant and Umbral behemoths. First up, we have Volumn Air, which is a Radiant behemoth. So we're just in the process of just switching out the armor and sorting out the cells that are on my weapons. So the Volumn Air is a Radiant behemoth, so is basically light based, I guess. Again, as with all others, it's got its break parts guide and things like that. This one's quite a big brute and has various special attacks which we'll go through shortly. So I've got my Radiant based armor on and got a Umbral based hammer equipped because that's what they're weak against. So, with the Volumn Air, it has a habit of teleporting around as you're fighting it, which you'll see shortly. Or is this it here already? Yep, looks like it. There we go. So, the Volumn Air has all of these kind of glassy type parts all around its body, and it fires essentially laser beams out of those throughout the thing, throughout the fight. There's one. It summons these little kind of floating turrets around itself as well, and then it teleports away and creates kind of a wall of them in front of itself like that as well. There we go. So more often than not it generates these kind of small balls of light that go around it, which stop you from getting close, and they just kind of batter you. The only plus side to that is that when it generates those, it also generates two power-ups that appear either side of it, which you pick up by running over them as you would with any other power-up as well. So you can tell when it's about to teleport away because a little shaft of light comes down it, but if you're too close it can cause some damage to you, like so. That was wonderfully timed. Let's see if we can get in close. There we go. So the power-ups that get generated range from dealing extra damage to kind of a healing over time, which is the green one there. You can also get one that generates kind of a shield around you, similar to the one that he generates here when he becomes enraged, which basically grants you immunity against a few attacks before before you start taking damage again. One thing I've found kind of works against the Volumn Air is getting kind of up close and personal to essentially the rear legs or the front legs just behind them, and then just watching out for when the closest gem to you starts to glow, so that you can kind of move and avoid being hit with its projected laser. But the Volumn Air doesn't actually have any kind of physical attacks, so to speak. So it'll only kind of attack with that. It doesn't do stomps and things if you get too close to it, which means that you can get up close and personal without having to worry too much, and just have to kind of worry about the gems lighting up near you. So, as with other behemoths, this one does disappear halfway through the fight if you're not quick enough to defeat it. Again, the shaft of light will come down, and then he'll kind of teleport away. But if you're lucky, like I was just a moment ago, and you're looking in the right direction, you will actually see the shaft of light come down and pinpoint exactly where the behemoth is teleported to. There we go, there's the thing, which is always handy. Let's just get this one finished up, and then we'll move on and have a look at, oh no, don't want to get too close, have a look at the other type as well. So we just dive through that, and then we'll just pop that. So the kind of only downside really to equipping the armor, the radiant based armor, is that it does come with I can't remember the exact name of it, but it means that when you use your healing potions, they do heal over time, rather than kind of just an instant kind of heal that you would normally get, which is kind of useful sometimes, but when you're trying to really get stuck into a fight, it can be a bit frustrating that your health isn't going up straight away when you want it to. So when the behemoth does become enraged, it generates that shield around it, and it will do kind of an area of effect where you'll get kind of blown away from it. However, if you position yourself correctly and or time a roll correctly, then you can end up inside the shield with it while your teammates are on the outside trying to break in, and you can get some kind of damage done to it without having to worry about the lasers and stuff on the outside. There we go, we're on the inside with the behemoth. The only downside to it really is you do have to contend with the little glowing balls of light, and you know full well every time that he fires a laser it is aimed directly at you. Now the only downside to doing that, unless they have fixed it in the most recent update, is that you do kind of get this weird swooshing sound that doesn't seem to go away. But from the sounds of things, I think they might have fixed that So let's jump into the Umbral behemoth. Alright, so we're moving on to the Riftstalker, which is the Umbral type behemoth, so essentially the dark one. I've equipped my Umbral based armour, which is made from the behemoth parts, and I've equipped my Radiant hammer as well. So we're going to go into this one. I will admit the Riftstalker is the bane of my existence. I always seem to struggle with it, no matter who I seem to actually be paired with. Apart from once when the game glitched and the Riftstalker fell off a cliff, and it was an instant win for us. And that was always that's always stuck with me. But I'll let the guys know that I am ready to go, and we'll get straight into this one, and I'll go through some of the reasons why the Riftstalker is, in my opinion at least, the most annoying behemoth in the game. First off, when you first meet it, it can be miles away, but it does this little teleport thing where it's in your face straight away. It does give you an opportunity to interrupt it straight away as well, but you've got to time it just right, so we're going to try with that. It's got lots of different teleportation abilities, all of which appear to be very fast and deal high amounts of damage, which is not good, especially if you've got other people relying on you to try and kind of get into the fray, as it were. And the music's gone a bit quiet, so I'm guessing, yep, there he is down there. Alright then. There we go. So he should teleport away. And then, there we go. Managed to time it just right. Get him interrupted, get him knocked down, and get a little bit of damage dealt before he even has a chance to know what hit him. And that is my big hammer. So, there we go. And there we go. We've got the rest of the crews turned up as well. So you'll notice it's now stopped glowing that kind of pinky purple colour as well. That's because when you interrupt it, it does, hang on, there we go, get it interrupted again. That's because basically it loses power when you interrupt it, which makes life just that little bit easier as well. So hopefully soon it should kind of start going through its normal routine, and we'll talk about the other attacks that it does as well. Oh, there we go, he's backing up. So he backs up and sinks away into the ground like that, and then all of a sudden you're teleported into essentially a little chamber, and you have these portals in front of you which increase in number throughout the match, and they fire like balls of dark energy at you and kind of spirits of the Riftstalker at you as well, and it's very difficult, especially in the later ones when you've got 5, 6 of these portals all spewing things out. Right, so there we go, he's become enraged, so now he's gone into this kind of hyper portal shifting nonsense. And if you get hit by him when he's doing that, it's going to take down a good portion of your health. So I'm just going to heal up just to kind of protect myself a little bit. Not really paying much attention to the rest of my team, I will admit. There we go, he's sinking away again. There we go, right, so yeah, it's entirely possible to dodge all of these. And no, missed that a little bit. Yeah, it's entirely possible to dodge them, but when you've got them coming at you from all angles, it is quite tricky. No, missed that one. So then, because we didn't manage to interrupt him when he was coming out of those, he's still kind of a little bit empowered and all glowy pink, and we have to contend with this row of portals that have appeared for a little while as well. There we go. Managed to just clip him just before the kind of end of the kind of bit where he can be interrupted. So we can just get some real damage done to him, because I reckon he's going to teleport away in a minute. That's him going into his ether charge phase state. Oh, don't want to get hit by that. There we go. As you can see, he's just hitting these and he's just taking them out, irregardless of what their health is. Right. Then this is his other weird attack where he goes into the ground and he starts just kind of jumping up and down. That one's again, quite an easy one to dodge, but if you're not paying enough attention, you can miss where he's going to be coming up quite easily. So, yeah, there we go. He's appeared up here. I've just snagged that little bit of pink. There he is. Right. No, mistimed that, didn't quite get that in time. So let's just see if we can break him down a little bit more. No, missed it. Just sinking in again. Just quickly heal up while I've got a second. So there we go, we've got 5 of the portals now. See, this is especially difficult if you're on your own, because obviously they're going to come straight for you and nobody else if you're on your own. Whereas at least if you've got another team, there's a chance that they'll go towards other people and not to you, and you don't have to worry about every single one of those portals firing at you. Somebody already reviving him. I'm not sure, right? Yeah, he seems to be back up. Yeah, so obviously what I've found with the Riftstalker is he is very fast, so to be honest the hammer isn't brilliant against him unless you can get those interrupts in. Ow, there we go, that took a fair wedge of my health away, and I've used up all of my healing potions. No, missed. Alright. Okay. Little tricksy little half come out. So in order to know where he's going to appear from, you need to look out for when it glows a little, well, bright pink, rather than kind of like the force leak. Ooh, there we go, there he is. Nope, missed him. Okay. And then while he's doing this, you'll have kind of the little black shadow appear in the ground, and that'll tell you where he's going to go. Up, and then he does his nice little spin off. See, if that would have been an interrupt, that would have got him easy, that. I think he might be just at the end now. I don't think he's going to have much left to give. And just knock a bit more out of him, and then I'd say that'll be that done then. Come on. Don't know what's going on there. Oh, it doesn't appear to be moving at all. He's really not letting up. Okay, I'm just going to go. I need to heal up a little bit because I think I've only got the one revive left as well now. Okay, he's going into recharge mode. Look at the portals. He's gone after everybody but me. There we go, we're at 85%. So things are getting a little bit dangerous now. So that means that resurrections are going to be disabled soon, which is going to make it even more difficult. So like I was saying, you know, I always seem to struggle with this one no matter who I'm paired up with. Hopefully at the end I'll at least get a nice rank, even if the team rank is low. And I'll feel a little bit better about this entire situation, knowing that at least I tried my best. Come on, somebody res him before the time's up, please. You're all gonna just get knocked down now, aren't you? Try to revive him. There we go, there's danger mode has been activated. Okay, so let's just... Oh, that's not gone well. That's essentially my last heal gone. So what, we've got two of them down, oh, and one of them on very low health. And that's me done. Brilliant. And I'm guessing that's going to be, oh no, so you're going to, well, we're just relying on that last person. So yeah, that is kind of the how and why I don't like the Riftstalker, because nobody else seems to know how to kind of go into it. You need to make sure that you're getting those interrupts. Oh, there we go, we managed to just get that last hit in. and get it killed. You need to make sure that you're getting those interrupts in and knocking him down as much as possible. So there we go. I got a better rank than the rest of my team did, at least. So I feel a little bit better at myself with that. And that's it. So they were the two types of behemoths that we're going to look into today. Obviously, there's no more to show now, so that ends kind of this series of looking at Dauntless in this way, at least. I'm still really enjoying this game. I'm still going to carry on playing it. We're just going to kind of recap about the Volumn Air and the Riftstalker. Volumn Air, as far as I'm concerned, incredibly easy to kill. You just need to basically get in there and keep battering at it. Watch out for its, for lack of a better word, laser abilities. And just keep smacking it down. The Riftstalker, there's a little bit more skill involved. You need to make sure that you're looking out for those interrupts. Try and stagger it as much as possible as well if you can, and just basically keep it knocked down, because if it gets up, it's going to be fast. If it gets empowered, it's going to be even faster. And take healing stuff is probably a good bet. I've been using a lot of the life drain tonics, I believe they're called, especially when I've been using swords and stuff for the weekly quests, because with the sword kind of spinning special attack and the life drain potion, you're restoring health to your entire party. And if you manage to get that spin off when you've got a behemoth that's been staggered or knocked down, then you've got essentially the entire spin, and it's just constantly a massive heal on your entire party, which is always welcome in my eyes. So that's kind of some things. Make sure that you're bringing healing stuff with you. Make sure that you're using the vents to kind of heal up when you can, and just keep looking out for those interrupt opportunities, especially that one right at the start of every battle, which will always give you an opportunity to get a fair amount of damage in quite early. So that's all for this week. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.